So the campaign is back on the streets, and don't mess with the Naira. That's what the central bank and the bankers committee says yesterday at the media briefing. Part of their comments of what the decision says to want to save the Naira, we need to keep the Naira clean and healthy. So for those of you who spray the Naira at whatever parties or special occasions, there'll be a mobile court maybe hanging there to grab you and look into your case, get you a fine or maybe a jail time. That's on one part. On the second part has to do with those who hawk the Naira in bundles, and you know where you find them, isn't it? Those practices are now illegal. This is a report Temple Ashaju, our business correspondent, put together yesterday. Quick one.
Meeting is coming on the heel of a World Bank's economic forecast on Nigeria, which is reviewed downward from 2.1% to 1.9%. The outlook formed a part of the bankers' deliberation as delivered in this briefing.
Nigeria is even lucky in the sense that it's not as bad hit as some other emerging economies. I'm sure you're aware that the South African economy is already in recession. However, we noted these developments and we recognize that all hands should be on deck towards working together to ensure that that slowdown in economic growth is reversed.
Lately, the central bank and the various financial institutions have partnered on the availability of lower denominations of the Naira. The rider to that, however, is the introduction of a mobile court to address the rate of Naira abuse.
Either by spraying, by squeezing, by dancing upon it, by writing on it, or by hawking it. That act makes it an offense punishable by 6 months imprisonment or a fine of 50,000 or both the fine and imprisonment.
This is something that must be taken seriously because in the very near future there's going to be an introduction of mobile courts that will be on the spot to handle such situations. If people are found selling the Naira, they will be held up and dealt with on the spot.
The media also learned at this briefing that banks will prioritize lending to the manufacturing and agri sectors while sustaining a common financial inclusion plan through a domesticated electronic payment program. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
Okay, so we'll just take it there straight to Temple Ashaju, who is joining us from our studios, the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Temple, thank you very much. Good morning. That's it. Don't mess with the Naira. Let's start with there. Don't mess with the Naira. There is a mobile court taking you straight to jail. You can't buy the Naira on the street. You can't hawk it. It's not oranges nor anything like that, or fried potato. Don't dance with it. Don't dance on the Naira on the dancing floor. This is a resurrection of this campaign, which was first introduced by the central bank about 20 years ago or thereabout, but then was suspended. Now it's back on the streets.
Yes, Bosun, you're really correct. I recall those days when the advert was out there in the media. You had the people at a wedding party dancing, and then you had the policeman walking in, getting them arrested for spending, you know, the money there, and then you have these guys dancing. That campaign is back again. The CBN yesterday talked about the needs to come back with that awareness, with some kind of framework to guide the use of the Naira, how you spend it, how you should handle it, and all of that. Again, we know that in recent time they've been able to produce more of the polymer notes, which is now in circulation. These are lower denomination of the Naira, and the whole idea behind this again is because we know the production of this cash the production of this Naira is very, very expensive. Cash management is really expensive in this part of the world. So, you know, at a point in time, we didn't find them in circulation, and everyone was complaining. We don't have the 5 Naira, we don't have the 10 Naira, we don't have 20, 50, and even 100 Naira in circulation no more. The ones we had are really dirty. So now that they're back in circulation, the understanding is let's get you to manage this money better.
Yes,
don't just handle them anyhow, and then hawkers, you know, selling them.
Yeah, Temple, that's it, because we all want very clean, crispy notes, don't we? when we go to the ATM, and when you go to vendors, you find folks, a lot of fights, quarrels, abuses, insults when you go through a toll gate and you pay and maybe you give them a very clean 500 or 1,000 naira bill, and what you get as change are very dirty 100, 200, and 50 naira notes. Then folks begin to rain insults on each other, whatever. So this is one bad habit that we all have in terms of how we handle the naira, whether we use our pulses or we use some part of the body where they said naira shouldn't be kept. I remember, as you said, those advertorial in those days. Don't keep them here, you know, somewhere, and other things. Then how you handle them for those who are on the street, like those who are market women and men who keep naira in places where there is moisture and things like that. So we should embrace this new campaign. But the icing on the cake is that there's a mobile court which may be hanging around some wedding parties going on. And that's going to be an addition to those who will be coming as guests for wedding receptions, maybe a burial ceremony. They will not be invited anyway, but they are coming there as men of the law, making sure you don't dance on the naira, and if you want to give anyone, put it in an envelope. That's the way to go.
Absolutely. That's the way to go. I agree with you both. And the CBN said that this is going to be carried out in collaboration with the Nigerian police force. So don't be surprised going forward from this Saturday onward if you see policemen hanging around the venue of your wedding reception or naming ceremony or or even a funeral ceremony in any case. So,
I'm going for one. I'm going for one wedding.
The latest thing.
Temple, I'm going for one wedding. I think you're taking a pawn at me there. I'm taking for a wedding tomorrow. So I'm going to watch out for the mobile phones.
You know it. You know it.
Okay, we understand. We understand. I'm going to tell them. I don't want to be there when the armed policeman arrives. Okay, I'm going to warn the celebrant. No distribution, no spraying of naira. Make sure nothing of such happen. I don't want to be on the wrong side of the law. But I like the naira clean and squeaky in my pocket. So what's the stock market like, Tempo? It's a bearish mood at the stock market, but some stocks and some sectors keep looking bullish, even in the face of this market downturn.
Oh, yeah, so yesterday, like you said, marginally down, 0.09%. We closed at 32,423.57 with a market or equity capitalization of just 11.837 trillion naira. Volume at 151.34 million for a value of just 1.54 billion naira in 2,356 deals. You got FCMB doing the top trade yesterday, was the most actively traded. Some 50 million naira worth of stocks there traded across the FCMB counter after the company actually dropped some 3.91%, translating to some 29 million units of shares traded there. In terms of the banking sectors, investors continue to go for that part. It was the right pick, it was the major pick yesterday. Zenith Bank was one of them, up 2.75%, as well as Jais Bank and Diamond Bank. GT Bank continues to accommodate a lot of investors. Yesterday was up just 0.14%. I think in the next few sessions, we should now begin to see a bit of profit taking on the banking names going forward. In terms of the consumer goods sector, you've got Okomo Oil doing some decline of some 4.94%. Honey flour was also down. The energy market saw a bit of contraction, also positive movements yesterday. On the side, I bet that's all we can take both in for now. I understand we need to go on break.